How's it going, VC? Hope everyone's doing well. Spring has finally sprung here in the UK, so I'm doing very good. It's nice to have some warmer weather at last. Hope everyone's well. Going to be doing my last in the series of ranking the albums from the Big Four today. After the fifth albums now, and by the time you get to the fifth albums, a couple of these aren't thrashing anymore. So I'm going to make this the last one. If you're new to the channel, thanks for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Hit the like button, that would be very much appreciated, and we'll get into today's video. So the fifth album's from the Big Four. Once again, there are no bad albums here, but someone has to come in last. And on this occasion it is Anthrax and Persistence of Time from 1990. I've said this before and I'll say it again. This album would be much better if they culled a couple of songs from the end, because for me, there's a bit of filler towards the end. Original press from 1990. Quite lucky to have this, and not very easy to come by. There's the inner sleeve. And because it's 1990, an incredibly thin vinyl record. This is out on Island and Megaforce. It says on the back. Pretty quiet press in this. I listened to this a couple of months ago. And yeah, it's someone was saying about how quiet the OG presses were, because this has been recently reissued. So I gave mine a listen, and yeah, you have to crank the volume up to hear it. This is my second Anthrax album. Some really good stuff in here. This is the last one they did before Joey Benaldonna quit or was fired in 1992. Some really good stuff on this, but yeah, it's a couple of filler tracks towards the end which kind of spoiled it for me. But side A's killer. Time, Blood, Keeping the Family, In My World, Gridlock. Side A is absolutely solid. Nothing wrong there at all. And side B kicks off with Belly of the Beast, and then a cover of Joe Jackson's Got the Time. I'm not sure I've ever heard the original. But then you get Hate Red, One Man Stands, and Discharge at the end. Hate Red, couldn't care less for. I think it's really weak. One Man Stand has got some nice things about it. You know, some interesting stuff going on with the vocal delivery. But then some of the riffing is pretty sort of uninspiring, really. Discharge right at the end is not too bad though, but those three songs I think kind of let this one down. Production wise it's pretty good. Not the best sound, but certainly not terrible at the same time. But Keeping the Family, probably my favourite song on this album. It's about 7.5 minutes long, very long for an Anthrax song. Some nice riffing in it, the vocals are good. Charlie Benante on the drums is unsurprisingly very, very good. That guy always puts in a top shift. Musically, everyone else is sounding good. Yeah, just those three songs at the end that let this one down slightly for me. But still a good album to have. Yeah, reissued, I think it was just last year. Not fussed about picking it up at the moment because the price tag is pretty hefty, and I'm simply not paying about 50 quid for a reissue, even though I think it's a 3 LP set. If it comes down in price, I'll probably grab it, but not yet. But yeah, that comes in at 4th place. Anthrax's Persistence of Time from 1990. It may be last, but it's still a good album. Up next is the mega selling Metallica Black album from 1991. Not much to show on these front and back covers, of course. This is a reissue from a couple of years ago. Comes with the inlay. Looks pretty nice. 2 LP set, and they're just on black vinyl, so not much to show there. Yeah, I mean, this is an album that a lot of Metallica fans hate. A lot of fans. This probably the last one they checked out. I absolutely love it. I mean, it might have something to do with the fact that this came along at an important time for me. I was 14 when this came out. I didn't really check this out until 1992. Obviously, I knew Enter Sandman and all that because it was bloody everywhere, let's be honest. Brought in Bob Rock to produce. That was definitely making a statement. He had big success with Motley Crue a couple of years before. Yeah, it might be more mainstream, but that doesn't mean it's bad. There's tons and tons of good songs on here that everybody bloody knows. I'm not going to talk about the big singles because everyone knows about those. But stuff like Holier Than Thou, really, really good song. Don't Tread on Me is very, very good as well. Through the Never I like. A Wolf and Man I've always really liked as well. God the Fould's okay. My Friend of Misery is alright. Finishes really strong with The Struggle Within. A really, really good album. But yeah, definitely not a thrash album. This was much, much more mainstream. Which is proved by the fact that it's sold by the absolute bucket load. I think this still sells about 8,000 copies a year now. And this album's 30 years old, which is impressive stuff, let's be honest. But yeah, this is an album that a lot of people they checked out Metallica with this one. Personally, I really, really like it. But that's me. If you're just really after the thrashy stuff, there's no surprise that this disappointed those kind of people. But still a pretty good album, I think. But yes, it's third in this listing. There's the back again. You can see the snake there. Yeah, good album. But yeah, not as good as what come before it, that's for sure. Up next, one of my favourite albums ever. It was a very important album for me. But I've done much better, it's got to be said. But this is Megadeth's Countdown to Extinction. And this was their pop at doing something very much more commercial as well. This from, I think it's about June or July 1992. When I got this album back in 92. Yeah, my world just changed for me. It was all about music after that. Like I say, this isn't the best Megadeth album, but it's just the one that really sort of got me going with regards to music. All I cared about was music after I heard this, and 29 years later, nothing's really changed. This is the second album recorded with the classic lineup of Dave Ellefson, Dave Mustaine, Nick Menza, rest in peace, and Marty Friedman. I only paid about 15 quid for this, which is crazy. Because this is hard to come by, and I've seen it go online for much more. There we go. Capitol Records, classic label. Yeah, I love this album. Can't believe I only paid the small amount I paid for it. Yeah, it's great, full of great songs. Once again, it might be commercial. Doesn't make it a bad album though. Skin in My Teeth. Symphony Destruction, first guitar riff I ever learnt to play. Architecture of Aggression is a great instrumental breakdown in the middle of that song, which I absolutely love. Foreclosure of a Dream's great. Sweat and Bullets, brilliant song. This Was Just Your Life is all side A. That's all really good stuff. And side B's, Title Track's good. High Speed Dirt, Psychotron, Captive Honor, those two are okay. Finishes with Ashes in Your Mouth. Really, really good, strong song to finish on. Such a massive album for me. I absolutely love this one. But yeah, they've done better. And they've also done a hell of a lot worse. Yeah, OG Press from 92. Hard to come by. Lucky to have it. A fantastic album. Recorded by what I think is their best lineup. And some people would argue that line up with Garth Samuelson and Chris Poland's the best, but for me, the Mustaine, Menza, Ellefson, and Marty Friedman lineup's the best. Killer album. This is number 2 in the listing, which obviously gives away number 1, and really should be no surprise what's number 1 in this list because this next album is absolute killer. Slayer's Seasons in the Abyss from 1990. Again, lucky to have this. OG Press, not in brilliant condition, but certainly not a pile of shit at the same time either. Original sticker on the front here. printed in a sleeve. Lyrics on the back. Nice photo of the guys. Deaf American labels. What an album this is. This is again the last album recorded with a classic lineup before things went pear-shaped with Dave Lombardo. His performance on this is absolutely outstanding, unsurprisingly. Yeah, it's just brilliant. There's not a bad song on this. This is definite 10 out of 10 album. Starts with War Assemble. Brilliant song. Classic riffing in that song. Some of those riffs are just timeless to me. Brilliant stuff. Blood Red, Spirit in Black, another really good song with some great riffing. Expendable Youth, and side A finishes with Dead Skin Mask, which is of course about serial killer Ed Gein. Very strong stuff on side A, and side B is exactly the same. Hollow Point, Skeletons of Society, brilliant stuff. Temptation, Born of Fire, and closes with the title track Seasons in the Abyss, which is one of Slayer's best songs, I think. Yeah, it's really good. Absolutely amazing, actually, if I'm honest. Yeah, guitar riffing's fantastic. Solos wise, I always find Slayer's solos to not really be that memorable. The guitar riffing is much better than their soloing, in my opinion. Dave Lombardo killing it on the drums, as I said already. Tom Araya, of course, vocally sounds great. Yeah, it's a great album. It really is. This is produced by Rick Rubin. Yep, Rick Rubin on production. Brilliant stuff. It's the best of this lot, it's got to be said. And for me, by some sort of a considerable mile as well. The other three are not even close to this as far as I'm concerned. An absolute thrash metal classic, this one. Brilliant stuff. Slayer's Seasons in the Abyss from 1990. That's my number one for this. And this and the final ranking video from the Big Four for me. Going out on a high. This one is absolutely fantastic. Brilliant album. If for some reason you haven't heard it, you got to go out and check it out. But I'm sure you've done it already. Right, guys, a short video this week. Thanks for watching. It's much appreciated. Yeah, if you're a newly sub to the channel, thanks very much for subbing. If you're not subscribed yet, then please do. Like, comment, get in touch, all that good stuff. It's always good chatting with other people who know about good music. And if you're watching this video, you obviously know about good music. Right, guys, that is it for now. The third part of the collection update will be coming whenever the last bits have arrived. Some of the stuff's coming from South America, so God knows how long it's going to take to get here. But yeah, when it's here, I shall do that video. Thanks for watching. Taking time out of your day to watch this, because we've all got busy lives, obviously. So thanks if you're taking time out to watch this. Yeah, get in touch. Let me know what you think of this ranking. See you next time. Look after yourselves. Goodbye.